Good morning, students. Welcome to class 9. Hope you all are safe in this situation. Now, in class 9, we are having the division of science, that is physics, chemistry, biology, and I am going to teach the biology. In biology, the first chapter is fundamental unit of life. Now, we all know that we are living beings. So, we have life. Non-living beings do not have life. So, what are the living beings made up of? What are living beings made up of? In class 8, we have studied that living beings are made up of cells. What is cell? Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. Structural and functional unit of life. For example, if we consider a building, you have seen a building. So what the buildings are made up of? Bricks, sand, cement. So in the building, bricks are joined together by sand and cement. Similarly, our body is made up of cell. The cells are compared to the bricks of the building. Now, this cell, certain organisms can have only one cell, They are known as unicellular organism. This is also been taught in class 8. Example, amoeba, paramecium. Again, certain organisms are there, certain organisms which have more than one cell. They are known as multicellular organism. Multicellular organism. Example, human beings. We are made up of multicellular cell. So, that means several cells are there. Human beings, animals, etc. Now, we all came to know that cell is the structural and functional unit of life. So, who at first discovered cell? So, discovery of cell. Robert Hooke in the year 1665 discovered cell. Robert Hooke in the year 1665 discovered cell. He was an English scientist. Now, cell is derived from Latin word cellulae, meaning rooms, small rooms. So, actually, cell was discovered by an English scientist, Robert Hooke, in the year 1665, and cell is derived from the Latin word cellulae, meaning little rooms. Now, cell theory. So, several scientists have said several things about cell, and this is known as cell theory. Now, only certain points are kept in the cell theory. Sladen and Schwann, these are the two scientists who proposed the cell theory and mention certain points or mention certain points. So, cell theory was proposed by Sladen, Schleiden, and Schwann, Schwann, and they have stated, so cell theory states 4 points are there. Try to remember these 4 points. Number 1 is bodies of living beings. Bodies of living beings are made up of cells and their products. Products means in multicellular cell to tissue, tissue to organ, even the cellular or cell organelles, so cell products. Next is cells develop from pre-existing. That means the cell which were present, from there only the new cells are developed. So cells develop from pre-existing cells. Number 3, activities of an organism are the sum total activities of the cell. So whatever functions as an organism is maintained is actually the activity of the cell. For example, we are digesting, the food is being digested by the organism, but which part actually takes part in digestion? The cells. For example, the stomach just have goblet cells. These have the property or the function of digesting. So every activity which an organism performs is actually the sum total of the activities of the cell. So cell actually perform the function. And the 4th point is cells are the structural and functional unit of life. Functional unit of life. There is an exception. Viruses are exception to cell theory. Why? Now you all are thinking that coronavirus is a very common nowadays, but virus do not have any cellular part. Virus only resides in the host body, and from there they take part and they perform their own body function. Viruses are acellular. That means they do not have any cellular activities. They reside in the host. Unless and until there is any host, virus cannot survive. And this is the reason that is saying na ki if we nowadays during this crisis situation, if we go out, the virus can move from one person to another. If there is no person, then viruses will not be able to spread and the chain will break. This is the reason, because viruses are acellular. No cell is there in the virus. Now, just imagine, we cannot observe any cell. Do we observe cell? No. Cell can only be observed through microscope. Cell can be observed through microscope. There are 2 types of microscope: light microscope and electron microscope. Now, light microscope uses only glass lens and it can observe the materials 100 to just 110 times, 100 times or 45 times bigger. For example, if you are observing something under light microscope, you can just zoom it to 100 more times. But electron microscope uses magnetic lens and electrons, and over here we can zoom the microscope to 1 lakh to 3 lakh times. So this was all about the cell, the discovery of cell and the instruments for studying cell. Now we will move to the next part, the unicellular multicellular organism, in the next class. Thank you.